Welcome to the first episode of my F1 2020. Here we are for the Australian Grand Prix. Let's get into free practice highlights. Renault, who were the champions of last season, have quickly set the pace ahead of the field and have been the dominant force with Pierre Gasly leading the way ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. That should be an interesting fight to watch. Up next, Ferrari looking quicker than pre-season testing portrayed, with their first driver Camille Capes in 3rd place and Sebastian Vettel in 8th place after doing their qualifying simulation runs. Red Bull and Racing Point, the duo that seem to never let go. It seems that they will be battling side by side each other for most, if not the entirety of the season, so hopefully you should be able to look forward to that. Mercedes looking quick in qualifying mode. Whenever they turn their car up and it's on lower fuel, they seem to have some pace, although they seem to struggle once they increase the fuel load. So in the race, that's going to affect them negatively. And finally, Racing Point having reliability issues with Sergio Perez. Is that a good thing? Who knows? Well, no, it's not. It's in fact a terrible thing. And hopefully that won't hinder him coming into the race come Sunday. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into the race.
Remaining in the session. We need a good lap here, or we're out of qualifying. That looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
They say that even a second is an eternity in Formula One, so going 4 winter months with no racing at all has seemed a very long time indeed. We're back though in Melbourne, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. I'm joined today in the commentary box, as I will be throughout this season, by a great racing driver, former F1 competitor, former world champion, and as he tells me all too often, an all-round top chap. It's the one and only Anthony Davidson. And tell me, here we are, first Grand Prix of the season, first time racing these cars. What are the big questions that need to be answered here, in your view?
Oh, thanks, Crofty. It's a real privilege to be here, and I can't wait to see what's in store for us this season. Now, to answer your question, one of the biggest things is reliability. Formula One cars are full of very sophisticated but also very sensitive technology, and this first Grand Prix of the season is going to push them to the limits. So the most important thing today is to stay out of trouble, get to the end of the race and keep everything in good condition.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Nico Hülkenberg, and Verstappen, Gasly, Norris, Perez, and Daniel Ricciardo, Grosjean, Iceman, Alexander Albon, and Magnussen. Kvyat, Raikkonen, Carlos Sainz, and George Russell. Giovinazzi and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Welcome to the grid in our Scuderia Ferrari. Strategy is simple, one stop, medium to soft, not soft to medium. Because personally I think on lighter fuel this Ferrari should be an absolute rocket ship. But yeah, onwards, after one short, what you call it? What are these things called? Warm-up laps. No, that's not what they're called. You know what I mean. Formation lap, there you go. Thank you. But now, onto the grid for the Australian Grand Prix here in my F1 season 2020. As 5 lights, the lights are out. We are underway. I just bashed my knee on my table, but look at that. Lewis Hamilton got a terrible start. Valtteri Bottas gets him off the line. I go down the inside of the Toro Rosso trying to gain a place. That's Alexander Albon, that is. We go side by side out of turn 2, heading towards turn 3. We're still side by side. He is pulling ahead. That Toro Rosso is faster than our Ferrari. I divvy down the inside of Romain Grosjean. Get that moved under zero flag so he can't re-overtake me. And just like that, we've gone up to P11, which is a brilliant start so far. And I've already turned the engine down, but I'm starting to turn it up again because I've noticed that our Ferrari is lacking some straight line speed, which is not great. But what you're about to witness is something unbelievable. I've never seen this by the AI. It's never happened to me before. But he just sends it down the inside. I get fully flustered. I lose traction. The McLaren just fully goes. And then the two Toro Rossos are attacking me because they're faster than me in a straight line. I'm just like flustered. Through the fast chicane, I do manage to hold back the Toro Rossos, but I've never felt so slow in a straight line. Like, it's unbelievable. So definitely we're gonna have to try and find some pace in the engine department, because damn, that was actually really shocking. I didn't like it. And well, that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the race, really. Me being very quick in the corners, and then the other midfield cars just like rocket ships in the straight line. So yeah, we move on to lap 2 of Reno. We have Alexander Albon and his teammate Daniel Kvyat pressurizing me from behind, and it's definitely working. You can see I made a mistake. So I go for a quick move to the left to block him off. Now two Toro Rossos are side by side. They're having a battle behind. What could possibly go wrong? I don't think anything. And oh, did you see that? Alexander Albon has just assassinated his teammate Daniel Kvyat. It is an absolute Toro Rosso civil war. That is mental. But now that means there's 19 runners, and make that 18, because the McLaren car up ahead of Romain Grosjean has an engine failure. We go up to P11. We're almost in the points. Like, this is incredible. We've gone from having a poor qualifying to almost being in the points. That being said, though, the battles with the Toro Rossos have certainly held us back a bit, and we're losing time. But now there's a virtual safety car for Kevin Magnussen, who's out of the Grand Prix. And now this is the restart. Going back to speed, I lost about 1.2 seconds, or it was 0.8 to 1.2 seconds on that one. And now another virtual safety car, this time for Antonio Giovinazzi. And we're down to 16 runners. Mamma mia, holy cow. Right, and back on it. Now what you're about to witness is something truly amazing. Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas fighting out for second and third place. Sebastian Vettel has pulled away from two Mercedes. They're going side by side down towards turn 3. The Renault goes for a move, and then that's Pierre Gasly taps Lewis Hamilton, who hits Valtteri Bottas, and that's a double DNF right there for the Mercedes cars. And there we go, scooting away. That is truly special, and if we got that in real life, that'd be amazing. But that means we got a safety car.
Copy that.
And Lil Jeffy wanted to change our strategy, so we did that indeed. And in fact, we tried to hold up as we tried to hold up some cars into the pit lane, because we are double stacking with Seb, because he's on soft tires. He's gonna go to the hards as well. And I tried to make it so that we don't lose any time. Unfortunately, the game decides otherwise and decides to absolutely screw us over because the Red Bulls were blocked by the Renault, so the Red Bulls couldn't go into the Renault left, and the Renault couldn't go into the car in front of him left. So yeah, I kind of got screwed over hard. As you see, I pulled in there. Now Seb can go. Now it hasn't begun yet. Now it can begin. And after this entire pit stop fiasco, we are at the back of the grid. 16th place. You got to love it, eh? Jesus Christ. How did we go from doing decently well to now last place? But anyway, on the safety car restart, I tried to do something on the Williams car ahead, but then I back off immediately. He wasn't even flustered. Like George Russell was like, nah, screw you, man. Get back in line. And then, the worst restart in the world, double oversteer on the straight. Which is not what you want when you have a terrible engine like ours. And now, let's see what happens. Into turn 2, we gain some time on the Williams car ahead. Now we're pulling on it slightly. We're going to make a move into turn 3, down the inside. Here we go, on the Williams car, but oh no, yeah. The Williams car turned into me, and I don't think the FIA need to investigate that, because the Williams turned into me when I was clearly side by side with him. So that DNF was his fault. Up next, make a move on Nico Hulkenberg down Le Insado. Towards the final corner, out of it, here we go, and yeah, M-Power BMW Red Bull. Yeah, that's too quick, I don't like that. Yeah, he's quick in a straight line. Turn 1 and 2, a bit shaky, but now we got a big pack. There's a screen freeze for a good measure. And now towards turn 3, do we go down the inside again? Yes, we do. Oh, we may have tapped the Red Bull. We tapped the Red Bull. If I didn't see that, yeah, okay. Moving swiftly on. And now we move swiftly on into the race, where now the Renault up ahead is a bit slow, so guess what? DRS, I think, is enabled. Is it? No, it isn't. But we go down the inside anyway, get the Renault, job done. He locks up, so that makes it easier for us to get the overtake. Up next, the Toro Rosso. I believe that this is Alexander Albon, because remember, Albon absolutely no-scoped Kvyat early on in the race. Down the inside, we go into the same corner, get that job done. Now, up next, the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen, and in fact...
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
I spent about like 6-7 laps sweating every single bit of liquid out of my body, chasing down Räikkönen, and then lap 27 Jeff goes, oh yeah, he's a bit slow. He goes, he's a bit slow, and well, I was a bit pissed off. I was like, you know what, it makes it easier. So down the main straight, DRS open, slipstream, pull out, rich mix, overtake mode, all the good stuff, all the sweet juices flowing through our Scuderia Ferrari, our prancing horse, and we get the job done. And as for action, that was it. It was a very eventful Australian Grand Prix. 9 DNFers, 11 people finish. Amazing job. Pierre Gasly's your race winner. But to come from P15, what was it? P13, P15 to P6, I will certainly take that.
Great drive. We're really happy with that performance.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top drawer to take the win for Renault. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Taking care of the car was absolutely vital today. It's been obvious all weekend that the pace was there, but look at the attrition rate we've had. They would have been very concerned about any minor anomaly towards the latter stages of this Grand Prix.
As we can see, it's time for the podium, and I can see the Renault team underneath our commentary box going crazy as their drivers walk out. It was a great win, and it means a great deal to this team.
So after such a hectic race, Pierre Gasly in the Renault is your race winner, showing that they truly do have the form. Followed by Max Verstappen and Lando Norris getting a big podium for McLaren, which will definitely boost their morale. Charles Leclerc in the Red Bull, and then Sergio Perez, myself, and the Ferrari, with a great race for me after a poor qualifying. Alexander Albon and Toro Rosso, Kimi Raikkonen in the Alfa Romeo Racing Car, Carlos Sainz, and Nico Hulkenberg round the top 10 with Robert Kubica rounding off the finishers. Now the DNFs, unfortunately, Sebastian Vettel was one of them. That is a real shame for the team. Followed by Daniel Ricciardo and George Russell, followed by Hamilton, Bottas, two Mercedes taking each other out, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, and Grosjean, and Daniel Kvyat, all of them DNFers. 9 of them. In the first Grand Prix. This is how it's going to go every single race, well, apart from Seb DNFing. Then I am so ready for this season. Like, it's going to be an absolute cracker, I'll tell you that. Standings, well, driver standings, Pierre Gasly leads is the same as the race results, so really, there's no need to look there. But in the constructor standings, it's Racing Point that lead the way because they had a higher average finish compared to Renault. McLaren in 3rd, Red Bull in 4th, Ferrari 5th. We are 5th. That's good. Toro Rosso 6th, Alfa Romeo, Haas, Mercedes, and Williams, the two. Both Mercedes and Williams not scoring a single point. Obviously, Mercedes had double DNF, but Williams, I mean, come on, like, what were you doing? Slacking, man. But yeah, that's it for the first episode, man. Like, hopefully you stick around and stay for the second one, I guess, because it should be as good as the first one. If it isn't, I'm going to cry, but if it is, I will not cry. Yes, very true. Till then, I guess take care and see you next time. But wait, there's more. Hopefully, for the next round, after I noticed our absolutely appalling straight line speed, we've purchased a minor engine upgrade. So hopefully for the next episode, for Bahrain, it should come in, which is crucial because Bahrain is all about the straights. But we'll see what happens. Yeah. Please, Ferrari, don't fail me now.